On this episode of I Play With Knives, I review the Ravencrest Tactical RCT-1 Mini clone from DHgate. First things first, open up your DHgate app and search for Double Action Tactical Auto TF. And the one I picked out was about 18 bucks. And the real ones retail for about $129.
3 weeks of Chinese shipping later.
Alright guys, I'm really excited about getting this, even though my family members opened this before I can get to it. Anyways, this is a cheap knife of a cheap knockoff. This is... Hey, look at that. That's pretty good. Oh, you can tell this is cheap. So, even has a Microtech symbol on it, which is not the truth. They put that Microtech logo on everything. So, you can tell by the fit and finish on that little button, there's some... I don't know what's on there. But the knife is okay. The paint on it is kind of cheap. The fit and finish is not very good. You can see there's grease all over it. And it's some discoloration on that side. But you get what you pay for. As you see, I got the half serrated Tonto blade. And this looks very similar to the other very cheap out the front knife that I got before, which I thought was a Combat Trudon, but it's not. Let's do the open test. Alright. This thing seems to work right out of the box. At least that's good. So I wanted to show you the similarities between these cheap knives. This was the first fake Combat Trudon that I got from DHgate. And you can see the similarities in build quality in comparison to this new little knockoff knife. They're built the same way, they have the same components, they're just a little bit smaller on the new one here. Let's go ahead and move forward with the rest of the tests, and we'll see how this measures up. Let's check the weight on this $20 knife. It is 4.44 ounces. Let's roll straight into the sharpness test. And if you guys enjoy these knife reviews of these DHgate knockoffs, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Alright. So it's hard to do it with the serration, so we'll just use the front part of the knife here. The tip's nice. It should be. It's not the sharpest thing. And this is a okay blade. It's sharp right now. I can tell this is not nice steel. It's probably 440C and just a cheap stainless, but it does cut. I mean, if you needed this just for a beater knife, I think it would be a good choice. And out of the box, it cuts, but you can feel some resistance with the blade. Let's see what it does over here. It cuts a decent strip. You know, it's not a super clean cut. It's okay, but it'll cut paper. Based on your feedback, thanks Robert, I'm using your suggestion here. We're going to go ahead and start a new test. It's called the tip test. This is just a 2x6 pine board. And we're going to go ahead and test these cheap knives and see how their tip ends up. Obviously, let's put some safety protection on, some gloves, so if this thing just fails, we don't wreck our hands. Well, I think that'll do it. 8 jabs into that 2x6, and it It looks like I bent my tip, so we know that this isn't very strong steel at all. And it's what you should expect for a $20 knife from China. Alright, let's get the pliers and see if we can fix the tip here. This should be not a hard task, and after this it should be back to normal. There we go, all better. So overall, this is a cheap knife. I mean, cheap. This thing's 20 bucks. And, you know, same with this one. This is an option for someone that is not looking for a awesome clone. They just want a cheap knife that they can toss around and not worry about. It seems to function well. What we know is it's not good steel. The fit and finish is poor, and it's in this $20 range of these cheap little knockoff out the front knives. You can get better ones, but you know, it seems to function okay. And if you got 20 bucks to toss around, it may be a good option for you. Thanks for watching. Leave some comments down below. If you like this, go ahead and click that like button and keep them sharp and take it easy.